This video was sponsored by PowerCircle Clothing and Headbusters Food Company in association with Cook Up Unlimited.
Cook up!
It's not podcast.
Y'all already know what the lick read. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and hit the notification button. It's greatly appreciated. Today's episode is quite interesting. Like, I'm not really a YouTube guy. Remember I told y'all that? But I'm learning my YouTube etiquette as I go, right? So I do a lot of studying. I go to YouTube University from time to time. And then I often do my research. I watch other vlogs and watch other podcasts, things of that sort. You know, just to try to sharpen up my game a little bit and sharpen up my commentary to try to give y'all what I think y'all would watch or stuff that I want to watch. And I try to intertwine it together. I've been watching a lot of stuff that's been going on back home, and I notice a lot of times, you know, and I'm definitely not gonna critique the content or nothing like that, and that's definitely not what this is about anyway, because we all be critiqued, and who cares whether we be critiqued or not? I don't. I'm pretty sure y'all don't either. I was watching, it's a lot of content creators that focuses on drama-filled content, not necessarily like the clout chasing content, but more so they just focus on like gang violence, gang culture, rap beefs, and stuff of that nature. And you know, we all gotta have like some sort of balance of content where we talk about a lot of different things. And I've been doing a lot of studying and taking a lot of courses, online courses, and you know, attending a lot of different seminars. And one of the top content choices is negativity. I think it might be like in the top 3 percentile, or maybe even, yeah, it's like in the top 3. I'll just say that. Top 5, top 3. Everything is built off negativity, ratchetness, things of that sort. And this is, like, once again, I'm not judging or anything like that. Well, this is just, you know, what we're talking about today. And back to, you know, this content. So I'm watching, you know, stuff with all this crazy stuff that's going on. All of today's artists in terms of like back home, like the Chicago artists in particular. If you follow all the storylines with the kids out here and all the people that died or that's talking crazy or whatever the rumor mill is or what's not a rumor, because the streets really know the answer. I'm just like, you know, like me personally, I don't really entertain that type of stuff or let alone encourage it. First of all, you know, I want to say rest in peace to CHI-RAQ TV. We've had like a lot of conversations like off the camera, and we had a lot of conversations like I might meet them in traffic and we would have these intellectual conversations, because I was always curious to why would you film such a thing. Now, from one standpoint, being the voice of the streets carries a lot of weight, you know what I'm saying? Like I myself, I'm the type of person that pride myself on going in the trenches all the time. A lot of guys, you know, probably they can relate to me more because, you know, they smell that certain stench. They know like you're coming from a real place, and they can tell like, okay, man, you know, fam probably know a little something, you know what I'm saying? So just because, you know, but at the same time, I'm an advocate of positive energy. So when I go to these places, the average person probably might be afraid to go. And I'm not saying I'm this big, bad, tough guy, nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, I know I respect others. I know how to carry myself, and I always been myself, you know what I'm saying? And that's just it. Like, I'm just me. I'll just put it that way. And I'm from a certain place, and that's why it's easy for me to relate to a lot of them. And sometimes, man, you gotta get into the psyche of these kids and really like talk to them. Like, you ain't gonna get through everybody. It's gonna go one and out the other for 80% of them, maybe even 90% of them. But it's always one or two in the midst that probably got the ear of everybody else that can influence them to do the right things. You know what I'm saying? Not saying this always works all the time, but it definitely helps. I got through most, and some I didn't. But either way, you know, just trying to be a solution to the problem. So I never really use my platform or even try to create content talking about certain things. I rather did my thing off the camera. Now I'm saying all this to say, like, I'm listening to the storylines and everything like that. And what happens is people that's on the outside looking in that have no clue about in this subject matter, like what Chicago is really about. And I was just talking about this with my brother earlier. I was telling him, like, you know, in other places, like I'm on the West Coast right now. You know, Chicago is probably the trendsetters these days, you know what I'm saying? Like, we influence not only the culture, but we influence the world, literally. Like, especially like this certain genre of music, like the drill scene. Like, New York don't even sound like New York no more. Let's be real, like the New York, they rapping like dudes from Chicago. Like drill music, they got their version of drill music, just like overseas got their versions of drill music. And I'm like, on one hand, it's like, wow, man, that's dope. And then on the other hand, it's like, how is these people like receiving this? They do not have a clue of like the encrypted messages that go on. Like these some disrespectful songs. I'm not saying all of them are, but the message in all these songs and the content that's in these songs is like, it's real life stuff going on behind some of that stuff. Now some of that stuff, you know, like only like the streets would know, like, you know, oh man, they cap and they fabricate, you know, they just doing it for the videos. But then you know, sometimes, you know, just like what you see how Chicago is right now. Chicago is probably the most dangerous place you can go to. Like currently, like right now, ain't no place on fire like Chicago. And I'm not saying this like I'm proud of it. I'm not saying this like I'm bragging about it, but I'm actually not proud of it. I'm really disgusted by it because a lot of people is literally moving out of Chicago. It's a lot of people that relocating, that's still relocating and in fear of their life right now, just going outside every day. I'm saying, like, and I'm just thinking like this is probably as bad as it ever been. Not just what you seeing on the news and all this other stuff, but what I'm saying is like people that's not from Chicago and people that's on the outside looking in is intrigued by this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or they think it's like a joke. Or like this is just like, you know, we in a world, like we in the world of social media, the land of the lollipops and the peanut gallery. No disrespect. You can get on social media and be whoever you want to be. Say whatever you want to say behind a keyboard or in front of a camera. Just like I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to tell people that's on the outside looking in, like if I can encourage y'all. Chicago is not a tourist spot. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. If you don't know no better, you gotta look beyond downtown. And downtown is not really the same as it used to be. Like once upon a time, it was a certain, I ain't gonna say a safe zone, but it was a time where you can actually enjoy yourself in normal places. Like you can go downtown or go to the lakefront, go up and down Lakeshore Drive, like in certain areas. As soon as you start heading south or going too far west, welcome to Chicago. Or if you go too far east, welcome to Chicago. This is the real Chicago, like where it really go down there. Those little small parts like on Lakeshore Drive and all over there, it's just, it used to be tourist spots. Now on the news, you hearing about 13-year-old kids getting shot at the beam. That's something you ain't never heard of. The climate of what's going on in these streets is influencing other cultures. What if I said that? Like, that's crazy, right? You know what? That's why this conversation is getting like crazy, mad deep. We already like 10, almost 11 minutes in. And I ain't finna talk your ears off at all. I'm not finna really do like an all-day thing about the subject matter, but I found it quite interesting. So maybe I could just do this. This is gonna be a part one. We're gonna continue this discussion, but man, I'm gonna go back and watch this, man, because this is something serious. So I'm gonna end on this note. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Y'all already know my slogan: keep God first, stay sucker free, and by all means get to the money. Peace and love, stay healthy. And I'm out. Y'all all know my slogan: keep God first, stay sucker free, and by all means get to the money.